Hello and welcome to Mr. Allen's World As Is. Hey everyone, welcome to one of the most exciting outdoor classrooms in the UK, Malham in the Yorkshire Dales. Today we're walking the Malham Cove circular trail, where you'll see waterfalls, canyons, cliffs and even prehistoric rocks, all shaped by nature over hundreds of millions of years. Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of Mr. Allen's World As Is. Today I'm in the Yorkshire Dales and I'm going to go on a stunning 5-mile walk to Malham Cove, one of the most stunning walks you can ever do in the Yorkshire Dales. Come along, we'll see a waterfall, a gorge and the famous Malham Cove itself. So, lace up your boots and keep your brain switched on. We're exploring real life geography and science in action. Our first stop is Foss waterfall, which is about 1 mile from where we parked. What a beautiful buttercup meadow that is. Here's a view of Malham Cove. We'll get a bit closer later on in the walk. Today's walk is all about water. Water everywhere. First up, Janet's Foss. Foss means waterfall in Old Norse, and Janet, she's a fairy queen who, according to legend, lives in a cave behind the falls. But enough of that, let's look at the science and geography behind the magic. The water here flows over limestone, a sedimentary rock formed around 350 million years ago when this area was a shallow tropical sea. Over time, layers of tiny marine creatures and shells compacted into solid rock. That's right, these rocks are made from dead sea animals. The waterfall was formed due to differential erosion. The softer rock erodes faster, undercutting the harder limestone. The water's chemical weathering also dissolves limestone, especially because rainwater is slightly acidic. This is called solution weathering. The woods around Janet's Foss are part of a temperate deciduous forest ecosystem, which loses leaves in winter. Look out for mosses in the damp shade. That's great for photosynthesis in low light conditions, invertebrates in the leaf litter, and maybe even a bird which dives into the stream for insects, a kingfisher or a dipper bird. Here I'm at Janet's Foss, named after Queen of the Fairies Janet, who lived in a cave behind the old waterfall, right there. At Janet's Foss, the limestone and tufa rock contribute to its unique beauty, making it not just a natural feature but a magical spot steeped in local legend. Now that's Janet's Foss, one of the most beautiful waterfalls you'll see. Foss is a Scandinavian word for waterfall. Our next stop is Gordale Scar. Now I'm about to enter Gordale Scar, which is a gorge cut out of limestone by glacial meltwater 10,000 years ago. Now we're heading into the dramatic world of Gordale Scar. It looks like a hidden canyon or something out of Lord of the Rings. And look at this river here. It flows out from underneath the hill. This area is full of limestone caves, full of water that flow through the hills and out. Let's talk about glacial erosion. Thousands of years ago, during the Ice Age, this valley was covered in thick ice. When the ice melted, huge amounts of fast-flowing water poured through here and eroded away the rock. This created the deep, narrow gorge we see today. At the heart of Gordale is a tufa cascade. This is a waterfall made of tufa. That's a type of rock formed when calcium carbonate, a mineral in the water, builds up and turns into solid stone. So this waterfall isn't breaking down rock, it's actually building new rock. So let's talk about this further. Limestone is permeable. What does that mean? Well, it's all about what happens to rain. Limestone is a permeable rock. That means water can pass through it like a sponge. Instead of flowing over the surface, rainwater seeps into cracks called joints and bedding planes. Over time, these get wider and deeper. Freeze-thaw weathering. In winter, water gets into cracks, freezes, expands and slowly splits the rock apart. This is called freeze-thaw, a physical kind of weathering, meaning it changes the shape of rock without any chemicals. Next stop, the star of the walk, Malham Cove. Got to keep pushing up this hill though. Just look at this scenery, it's absolutely beautiful. And we all have water to thank for that. Nearly there, keep going. And there it is, Malham Cove. This huge cliff was carved by powerful rivers of melting ice. It looks like a giant stone theatre. At the top of the cove is something very cool, a limestone pavement. It looks like a cracked stone floor, or like you're walking on the moon, but it's all natural. It forms like this. Rainwater, slightly acidic, seeps into tiny cracks. Over thousands of years, the acid dissolves the limestone. During the last ice age, the melting glacier created a massive waterfall right here. It was so strong that it carved out this curved cliff face. But today the water doesn't flow over the edge anymore, it travels underground. That's why it's called a dry valley, because the river that made it is now hidden inside the rock. But just look at these stunning views from the top. As I mentioned earlier, these cracks formed by rainwater are called grikes, and these smooth blocks in between are called clints. These grikes are sheltered and moist, perfect homes for special plants like ferns, mosses and tiny flowers that don't like too much wind or sun. That's called a microhabitat, a small environment within a bigger one. It also affects the soil type we have here. Limestone is an alkaline rock. That means it affects soil and which plants can grow here. So rock type helps shape the whole ecosystem, which is the network of plants, animals and bacteria that live in a place. Another fun fact, the little grooves on top of the clints are called cairns. Sorry, Karen. If you think this all looks very familiar, then it wouldn't surprise you to know that Malham Cove was used as a location in Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1, the scene where Harry and Hermione camp out. Magic, science and geography all in one place. So, what have we learned on today's adventure? Limestone is made from ancient sea creatures. Glaciers and rivers shape this land through erosion. Weathering breaks down rocks, both physically and chemically. Ecosystems depend on soil, rock and climate. And the landscape is always changing, just very, very slowly. So that's it. Thanks for hiking with us. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share with others. Catch you next time on another wild Mr. Allen learning adventure. Bye.
Climbing the hills where the sky feels endless, on two wheels steady through the path so friendless. History whispers where the winds do roam. Geography sings as we make the world home. It's Mr. Allen's adventures, come along, where every step's a journey, every trail's a song. From the mountaintops to the rivers near, we're learning, we're laughing, so glad you're here. Binoculars in hand, spotting treasures untold, stories of the past heard in echoes bold. Maps in the pocket, sneakers on the ground, adventure is everywhere, it's where fun is found. Sun on my shoulders, the breeze in my hair, finding wonders hidden, we explore with care. From the mossy stones to the tallest pine, every leaf and shadow.
Thank you for joining me on another Mr. Allen's adventure. See you next time. Bye.
Where every step's a journey, every trail's a song.